G'day guys, welcome back. This week we are doing a long requested review on our MKIII Rooftop tent.
We've now owned it for 18 months.
We've put it through the hard yards and we can give an honest review on everything that's gone wrong, everything that's happened with it. We'll bring you right back to the start when we first bought it and we'll catch you after that. To start off here, this is when we first bought it from MKII's brand new and when we fitted it to the back of the Ranger. Just woken up. First impressions on the mattress, it is a bit thin. As you can see, it's pretty thin and it compacts a fair bit. So I would recommend to either upgrade that or get a mat underneath or just get like a topper or something to make it a bit better. It was really windy last night and it went really well. We didn't have the sides up or anything, so that probably would have made it worse. But with the wind, we couldn't complain. It was really windy. We're in our car now. The mattress did not work. It's too thick. We tried to close it. Did not work.
Did not work, no. So the plan is to take the mattress out of the swag, but we just did not have time to do that today, so that's a later problem for us.
After the failed attempt of adding a blow-up mattress, we just added some eggshells instead.
So now that we've taken you guys down a trip down memory lane, we're going to run you through the changes we made and why we made them.
So we started off with our blow-up mattress that we used to go in our RV tent when we had that one.
And we used in the back of the car.
And we also used in the back of the car, the one that fits in the back of the car. That's also from BCF. It wouldn't fit even with anything in it. It's just that too thick. It was it's like this thick.
It was probably close, but we couldn't shut it, and that was with nothing in it. So that defeats the whole purpose of...
Yeah, that defeats us wanting to have everything set up before we go. So, and then the second time what we tried was eggshells. Eggshells make a big difference. It's still not quite there, but it's to the point where it's actually kind of comfortable.
Comfortably sleep in there.
It's not like sleeping on
nothing.
A piece of plywood, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think it would be fine. I'm a slide sleeper, so I can still feel the bottom of the rooftop tent on my hips. So we did talk about in one of our videos that we were going to try and add the swag mattress in there.
We actually completely forgot about saying that and forgot about that idea. It's actually quite a good idea, I think.
Yeah, so we
will try that.
We're going to give it a try because that could possibly work because they're probably they're probably exactly the same.
Yeah, they're probably the same mattress.
I think the swag's probably a little bit less, so we shouldn't have issues with trying to close it. Otherwise, one of our other ideas was adding yoga mats underneath the mattress to add just that little bit of foam to thicken it up. So we're still not completely happy
with the mattress.
And it's still a work in progress, but where we are from where we started with nothing and it was...
We can actually sleep in it.
Yeah. Just a few other things that we've added to make it more comfortable to sleep in is we just got a piece of Velcro and the King's battery fans, and we've just like Velcroed them to the roof.
What we are going to be looking at getting is permanently mounting a fan in there, like one of the caravan fans.
The Sirocco ones.
Which fold up.
Yeah.
And they fold up quite flush. They fold up to like being that flush, and they're quite a hot, powerful fan.
Yes, we're probably going to get 2 of those and mount those in. And then also with mounting them, trying to bring some 12-volt charging. So then we can
into it. So we
charge our
always
phones. We never are really stressed about lights. The fan that we have, the King's fan, has a light on it, so if we need a light we can use that, but we might look at getting
a little light up there as well. But these rooftops are pretty good as well because they've got patches on the side which come out when the rooftop tent's open, so you don't have to permanently run cables into your
so
rooftop.
We could definitely just get
straight off the battery, just literally could get like an extension cable with a 12-volt plug on it, run it straight from the battery straight in there,
so it's
and that would work. It'd be better to have something a bit more hard mounted
When I say we put it through the hard yards, I'm telling the truth. Imogen has done some interesting things to it.
I ran into my parents' house with it. I went to park under the carport, forgetting that I own a rooftop tent and that my car does no longer fit under there. And it was after a long day of work, and I just hadn't really thought about it. And yeah, I went to park in the carport, and bang.
This is also after having it on there for almost a year.
Yeah.
As well.
So I pushed all the supporting beams out from the carport, so we had to spend a bit of time fixing it. But there was no damage on the rooftop tent.
Which is very, very surprising because she didn't hit it soft. It did push back the hinges a little bit. We'll give you a look now. But overall, it does not leak. It has been like this for a while now.
And we've been through winter,
rain, even like when it's up, we've had it raining when it's been all set up and it doesn't let any water in still either. That's really good. I have seen some people somehow crack these, and I would love to know what they hit, but ours has been perfect since getting smashed into a carport.
I mean, it wasn't like bricks and a house. It was like an old wooden carport, but still big jarrah beams. And I was going not slow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you have watched some of our previous videos, you may have noticed that I said our canopy doors used to open up randomly all the time.
Just fly open.
They literally fly open. So one of the times we went out camping, the canopy door opened and our ladder fell out.
It didn't fall out.
It flew out. And it was like around the corner. It was a bit dusty, and we had Rory and Clinton behind us in his car, and they actually managed to drive straight over the ladder, and we thought we'd be buggered because the ladder would be destroyed. Opened it all up. The ladder's got a little tiny bend in it, and that is it. So
just on the footbar, on the metal footbar.
That's actually really surprising that a ladder can survive a car driving straight over it, going probably 40 k's an hour.
Yeah, we were quite concerned.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because yeah, we didn't even realise that the canopy had opened because it was so dusty.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's another surprise with the MKIII products as well. Really, really happy with how that ladder is. It's actually also got quite thick steps. We have seen that other ones are thin, and it hurts your feet. They still do hurt your feet.
These ones can hurt your feet. Like, the metal just is so thin that you like hit your foot on it. But how often are you actually going up and down the ladder? I have seen videos on TikTok and stuff where you can add just a chunk of foam to them. But honestly, the amount of times that you're actually going up and down it, I don't think it's necessary.
It would also hurt if you have princess feet, but neither of us do.
Just goes to show that it's definitely worth your money.
Yeah, and well, because it is a MKIII rooftop tent, and MKIIIs are known for not the best quality in some of their products, but this rooftop tent is very, very surprising.
Yeah, we'll go into value for money, and we'll give our final review and thoughts on our MKIII rooftop tent. We're going to do a comparison for you guys. So we ended up with the MKIII rooftop tent, and we're going to compare it to the Ocam hardshell aluminium. Yeah, that doesn't really have a name. So to start off with, we paid $1,600 for our rooftop tent. It was on sale, but they
are always on sale.
Very rarely they're not on sale, which is funny because they're not on sale at the moment. But they retail for $1,800 full price, whereas the Ocam full price are $2,800. So the King's is about half the price of the Ocam.
A couple of the differences are, so the King's tents are taller when folded. Some people want them smaller when folded, but I feel like having that extra 10 centimeters, it is literally 10 centimeters difference, means you can fold and keep all your bedding in there. So like what we do when we go out camping, we set everything up before we go. So we leave our pillows in there, we make our bed, we can fold it all up, we can leave everything in there, and it still shuts easy as. Whereas if the tent is 10 centimeters smaller, you can't do that unless you have crappy pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't do that at all.
It does make a big difference because then you're not having to put your bedding in the back of the car or wherever you want to have to keep it. It can be all there ready to go. And then it also means that when you get there, all you have to do is open your rooftop tent and you're ready to go. You're not having to make the bed, which is a whole big point of having the rooftop tent. It's so convenient. It's not like you're having to get there and setting up a swag and all those bits and pieces that...
The rooftop tent is you literally rock up, 15 seconds, unclip, push up, put the pole in, and that's it.
Yeah. So that's also a big difference between the King and the Ocam. Another difference is the King's one is 6 centimeters wider. So that gives you a little bit more width to fit two people in there more comfortably.
6 centimeters isn't a lot.
No.
But it is enough that you'd feel a difference. It's that much. So that's the difference when you laying on the edge and then you not laying on the edge. So
I'd say, I don't know the measurements off the top of my head, but I think they're about a double bed, just basing off how
almost
close.
What a double bed sheets fit on.
Yeah, so they're roughly about a double bed size. So that's not very big. But yeah, having that extra 6 centimeters is worth it, I think.
The biggest difference between the two tents is weight. So the Ocam comes in at 65 kilos, whereas the King's is 95 kilos. So it is 30 kilos heavier, which is quite a fair bit. That's both empty as well. So that is quite a bit of weight difference. So that's where if you are getting really high up in your weight numbers, it is probably better to go to Ocam version, but you will be paying more for that. So more budget-wise, this is where the King's comes in a lot better.
Yeah, so we're probably borderline. That could be an issue for us
with weight.
But I would take the extra 30 kilos to have a few of those extra bonuses and value for money. That's the biggest thing with this rooftop tent. You are getting value for money. I know Kings can have a bad rep, but this rooftop tent, we've had no issues with it since we've got it. Absolutely none. And like we said, she's been through the hard yards. Like, she's surviving. So, surviving and thriving, should I say. And
it's also, like, put out there as well, it's never undercover. We park both our cars outside. It sits all day in the sun, all night out in the rain. It's never undercover. And all the seals are still perfect on it as well.
We've had no mold issues or nothing like that. We just make sure if we've been out camping and it's a little bit wet or something,
a little bit condensation,
we leave it out.
We air it out
in the sun. But
that's also common sense where you should do that all the time anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, we've had no mold issues or anything, so the seals obviously definitely work. Another difference they're not difference, they're the same. The King and the Ocam, they both come with a 75mm mattress, so that it doesn't make a difference. With us personally, we've added extra bonus mattresses into it to make it more comfortable, because when you think about it, 75mm is not very much. But that's something that you get with, camping is not always the most glamorous thing.
Yeah, you're not staying in a 10-star hotel anywhere, and you are camping just to be out.
So obviously that's something that people need to consider, but that comes along with the joys of camping.
That's why we went with our King's rooftop tent. Price-wise, you get that extra height, you get that little bit of extra width in it as well.
Obviously, as we mentioned, you are gaining the extra 30 kilos. So if that's an issue for you, unfortunately, it might not work for you.
But weight's not really an issue for us, so we're completely fine.
And to be honest with you guys, when we purchased our rooftop tent, we didn't really shop around because we were on a budget. And that's the biggest thing with this rooftop tent, is how cheap it is for what you get. It is, honestly, I don't think it would be much different from one of these other Ocam, Motop, all the big brands.
All the big brands. You can buy 2 of these. So you somehow crack one, just go buy another one. and it's still cheaper than some of these other big brands that you are getting out there. Obviously not, you can't buy two for the Zocam one, but yeah, the bigger brands like MKIII and etc.
Yeah, run you up $5,000.
For $5,000 just for one rooftop tent, which is made of the same stuff, same size.
You can't fit your bedding in it. You can't, all these things.
And you, after all, you just get up there to sleep in it. So
yeah, overall, our review is that we would recommend this rooftop tent if you want to go and spend the money. If you have the money and you want to get it. Yes, there's probably some bonuses to it. It might be a little bit better, well made, but honestly,
better warranty and all
so
that.
I'm not
all
sure
that
what
type of jazz.
I'm not sure what the OCAM has, but I know the Kings have a 2-year warranty, which is still a long time. So we've only had ours for 18 months.
So
we haven't had any issues, so I don't think we would continuing forward.
And even then, looking at it, just possibly maybe gas struts might fail, but then you just get new gas struts. Like, it's just like stuff like that, where especially if you are on a budget as well, this is the perfect rooftop tent.
Yes, there is the cheaper ones out there. Obviously, you can get the canvas ones that fold in for cheaper.
They're not bad. They're just a little bit of a pain to pack up. To set up, they're easy.
They're not the best though. They can be a bit flimsy. I think for us, our big thing was convenience with the time that it takes to set up. You can put your bedding in there. I hated putting the bedding on the back seat. It takes up space that you could be using for other stuff.
And especially if you bring a dog.
Yeah.
The dog gets all over the bedding, and that's just...
Or we were
Bella's a dirty dog, and she loves to go in the water, and she goes in the water, jumps straight back in the car because we leave the door open, and our bedding's all wet. So like that's where we can keep it away.
Or you have to put it in the box in the canopy, which takes up space, for which we've definitely downgraded stuff over the time. We tend to not have a full canopy now when we go camping, which is all part of the reason where before we were having to take a swag, have a box of bedding. We've downgraded our cooker. By downgrade, I just mean size, not... It's downsizing. We're not downgrading. We're obviously upgrading, but just getting smaller things to make our camp setup more efficient and better. And that's what happens over the time. We've been doing this for 3 years now.
3 years now, yeah.
So obviously you learn a lot of things over the time, and we'll obviously continue to upgrade our setups. We've got lots of plans for the future.
Lots of plans for both cars in the future. And more stuff in the future, like adding additional camping setups that go on the back of your car.
Or ones that you can maybe put in the water as well.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.